A different topic. We're talking with Bethany, who is taking some interesting steps with old wine barrels.
Oh, turning old wine barrels into something beautiful, Bethany.
From furniture to home decor, you can really do anything with a used wine barrel, and it's so great because it gets it out of the landfill. It gets them from just sitting and rotting in a field. So we're with Chris Lombardo. You've been doing this for 9 years. All right, so it's just this simple. We take an old wine barrel, and what's the next step?
What we do is we put screws in it to make sure that the bands are braced, and then we cut it down the sides and
we'll just move it right over here to this cutter here. So this that you're creating is going to be a what?
This is going to be a open face wine cabinet, just like this right over here. This is a full cabinet with a shelf.
Oh gosh, I was going to move it, but this thing is heavy. You really need to have someone come with you when you come to purchase one of these because they're still nice and heavy. Okay, so let's hit it, man. I'm ready to see how this is going to work. I'm going to pull in your wife while you begin with that to chat with Lisa for just a minute about how this started. It's QT Designs, literally QT. And how did this come to be? This is kind of a little pet project for your family.
We just started wanting to do something from home, and it ended up being a lot larger project than we began.
You started out selling these on eBay, and you just kind of exploded, right?
Yes.
And not only do you make different kinds of wine barrel furniture, you make a whole different array of things for the kitchen, cutting boards, and different things like that. We'll pop inside in just a minute and show you some of those. But I just love watching the action. I love watching things get creative. And this is such a simple way to make a little extra money. Do you buy the wine barrels from the wineries, or do they get donated to you? How does it work?
Yes, you purchase the wine barrels. They're getting really sparse right now, but we still have plenty at our disposal.
Well, this is a great area to be doing this. I mean, you've got Lodi, you've got Amador County. Now, I know other people do the same kind of work over in Napa, but I haven't heard of anyone else in this area creating things like this.
No, not in the Sacramento area, not whatsoever. My barrels are from Napa.
You bring your barrels in from Napa, and how do you preserve them? How do you make sure that once you get the piece nice and chopped up, that it's going to last, that it's not going to fall apart?
My husband reinforces all the cuts, and he reinforces all the bands, because our motto is, you lose your band, you lost your barrel, and that is so true. So you have to keep them tight, and you have to keep them wet until you're able to use them.
And then do you lacquer them afterwards? Do you take the barrels through some sort of preservation process?
We do stain some of them. It's really preference to the purchaser. We stain it, we lacquer it,
whatever the person who's having the piece ordered, and everything is custom ordered. So you can come here and chat with them and say, this is really what I'm looking for, and they can make it to order. Okay, so when we come back, I'm going to show you some of the finished pieces, and we're also going to be working on a cutting board.
You lose your band, you lose your barrel. Bethany, you're setting a record this week.
There you go.
You're setting a record for the most protective gear you've worn in 1 week this week. I'm enjoying that.
Right, I think I am.
You wear it well. Thanks, Bethany. For more information on used wine barrels here, call 1-866-752-2773. We've got it there on your screen, and 2 numbers to choose from. There's a 916 number, 203-5472. Let's check in with Officer Rich now for traffic, brought to you by way2tahoe.com. Rich?